sports are counting down the days. Later this summer, Portland will play host to its first night of Ultimate Fighting Championship bouts.
K2 Scott Burridge is here with one of the sports legends, former Oregonian Randy Couture, who will fight on that featured card. Scott?
Yeah, what a pleasure to have Randy Couture here, five-time champion. And Randy, you were an Oregon State wrestling coach, and then you had a training center in Gresham, so you've been in this area for a long time. What's special about this area to you?
Well, I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. I grew up in Seattle, and I lived here in Oregon for almost 13 years. And I had my first real job, if you will, coaching at Oregon State, and I just enjoyed this state immensely, the outdoors and everything that the state stands for.
The fight is coming up on August 29th, and tell me a little bit about the fight. Tell me a little bit about your opponent.
Fighting Nogueira, Antonio Nogueira, is Brazilian, great jiu-jitsu submission specialist. And there was at one time, he was the champion in Pride, the famous Japanese organization. I was the heavyweight champion for the UFC. This is kind of a dream match finally happening. So I'll definitely have to be attentive on the ground with him. He's a tough guy. So it's a good fight.
Now, you're 46 years young. I'm guessing a lot of your opponents are a little bit younger than you are. What keeps you going in this?
Absolute passion for the sport. I love to compete. I feel like I'm the best athlete I've ever been right now, and continuing to get better. So why not do what you like to do?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, because of your local ties here, how important is it for you to put on a good performance in front of the fans?
Well, I think it's going to be a great show, and the fans are going to love it. I can't plug into all that. I just have to stay focused on my opponent, what I trained to do, and I think the fans will enjoy it.
The UFC certainly has changed over the years. 10 years ago, it was hard for you guys to even get a fight, and now extremely popular. What's it been to see that transformation?
Well, it's been an amazing ride. I mean, my first fight was UFC 13. We just had UFC 100, so and I was in Augusta in a small civic center, and we had the weigh-ins in the Holiday Inn lobby. And we're getting 5,000 and 6,000 people to show up to the weigh-ins now, so it's an amazing difference.
What do you think draws people to this style of sport?
I think the many dimensions and the style matchups, it kind of answers those age-old questions. Well, who would win, the karate guy? Or, we all come from those varied backgrounds, meaning wrestling. And I think that because each and every fight, the fighters put it on the line, and there's so many different ways to win or lose a fight, that makes it interesting for the fans.
Now, you're doing something special after the fight that has to do with autism. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, after the fight on the 29th, we're doing a little raiser. I'm giving away the Hummer that I got during the first season of The Ultimate Fighter to raise awareness and hopefully some funds for autism and the Autism Society of Oregon. So I'm excited about that.
Well, we're excited about the fight on the 29th, and Randy, thanks a lot for coming in. We sure appreciate it. A reminder, shortly after our newscast, Randy Couture will be heading down to the Rose Quarter for an autograph signing session. That starts at 7 o'clock, and it's free. As for fight night, once again, that's August 29th at the Rose Garden. The featured bout is between Randy Couture and Brazil's Antonio Nogueira. Tickets are available at the Rose Quarter box office and all Safeway Ticket West outlets. Guys, back to you.
Scott, thank you. I know, Brian, you wanted to show off some of your moves, but you didn't want to get your suit